Alrighty, all my tubers have been washed, so now I'm gonna get ready to separate them. So this is the part that is gonna be probably a learning curve for me, and I'm probably gonna, absolutely do terrible at a few of these bunches. So one thing I want to talk about is what's called like root and leafy gall. Gal is how it's spelled, and they can get this, and if you see one that has it, they need thrown away. And I'm going to show you an example of this. I've already taken them out, so if they're not with them. So what it looks like masses on the top of the tubers. See that? Like all those little, they almost look like eyes from a potato, but they'll get those, and this is basically worthless. You don't want to plant it because it's diseased, and you don't want them to spread it to the other tubers. Here's another example of this one having it right there. Not bad, but not good. So, anywho, those ones all just get thrown away, unfortunately. That's just the way it goes. So I had 3 sets of tubers that had that in them, and they are just going to get thrown away. So I'm just going to take, this is my trash bin that's going to get everything in here is going to get thrown away. And this is what a healthy set of tubers looks like. You don't have those masses or nothing on it, so this is what we're wanting to separate and keep for next year. So with all of the research that I've done on videos is that you're going to want an eye. So see this little bump right here? That's an eye. This black bump is an eye. They have several. This one has a bunch. There's one there and one there. You have a neck, which is this part, which is this part, and then you have the actual tuber. You can cut all of these like stringy little root pieces off, but these are the 3 things that you have to have for it to grow next year. So it's going to be the tuber, the neck, and then there is the eye right there. So the first thing I'm going to do with my pruners is I'm going to sterilize the blades. So you don't want to be passing stuff in case one of them potentially could have that leafy gall or bulb crown gall or whatever it is. You want to make sure you're cleaning your pruners in between each one. Some people will dip them in like bleach water or sterilization water of some sorts. For me, I couldn't find my bleach. So I just grabbed some Lysol wipes from in the house, and I'm just going to sterilize the cutting blades in between each set of tubers. So the first thing I'm going to do with this tuber is cut off all of the ganglies. So I have a 5-gallon bucket down here, and I'm just going to trim all of these little root ends into this bucket. And anything that looks like it's, not good or not hanging on there, we're just going to trim it all off. So you're just going to really trim up these tubers. And any of the tubers that have a broken neck already can also be trimmed off during this process. Like this one's really flimsy and it's really dried up so we're just going to trim him off. Okay, and then we're going to trim some of the stems up too, so it's not so much. So now that we have a pretty clean bit of tuber here, we can start dividing this. So the first thing that I'm going to look for is probably this first one that I showed you that has a really good neck, a really good eye, and a really good body. So I'm just going to come in here and hopefully trim it up, hopefully get in the eye in this cut and just kind of pop it off. So like this. So you have its little eye right here, its neck, and its body. So this is a perfect tuber. So this will be planted next year, and hopefully will grow a huge clump like this. This variety is Pacific Ocean. That's the ones that I'm doing now. And what I do is I put the tag from the plant in a tray, and then I'm going to put my cut tubers in here to dry for a day or 2 until that we put them in storage. So this whole tray is going to be Pacific Ocean. So we'll continue on with this and see if I can figure out how to do more of them, because this is a very large tuber. I think the next thing that I'm going to do is try to split this, honestly, because this is kind of, it doesn't really look very manageable to me. This is another one that I hit with the shovel, but this is kind of calloused up okay, so it might, as long as it stores all right, might be okay to store, so we'll see. But this one right here has a pretty good eye, this little group of tubers. And actually this was the one that had that branch coming off. So sometimes you'll get them in a little group like this. So there's a couple little eyes on here with these two little tubers, and they will just get stored together. So we'll just continue on. This tuber has a broken neck, like it's really flimsy. It's probably not the best, so we're just gonna remove him. So he's gonna go in the junk, in the 5-gallon bucket junk pile. So that one's no good, but these ones down in here are okay, and this one has a good eye right here. So I'm just gonna cut away some of this, because this one right here was the mommy tuber right here. This is like dead one. This was the one that I originally planted, and it now has turned out all of these little baby tubers. So we're going to get this one right here, because this is a pretty good one, and it has a really good eye. I don't know if you can see it right here. You can see this black dot. I don't know if you can see that right there. That black dot is an eye. So I'm gonna take probably these two little guys with this eye, if I can. And almost. So, and as you take them off, you can kind of see better what you're working with. Oh, got it. So these two little guys went with this one eye. So, got a little pair. That's the second pair for this one. All right, now I get down into seeing more what's going on here. So this one actually has a good eye. Right here, I think. That one. Okay. Alrighty. So this one right here is really squishy and flimsy, so we're just gonna take it off. So it's not gonna be good. So we'll just continue on looking. And honestly, like, this is my first time doing this, and it can be a little overwhelming. This one is like a flimsy, nasty tuber, so we're just gonna get rid of that. All right. Okay, so this one right here has a good eye right here, so we can I'm gonna take these two together, because I think they'll be a little bit better. They'll be better together, so. Maybe. These two will be together. I think I could probably take them apart because there's two eyes right here. I don't know. We'll just leave that for a minute. I'll see about separating them in a second. So then, see, this is where it gets hard, because it's like, where do you look? Where do you go? They're just everywhere. It's just kind of wild. This big one has a lot of little ones in it and around it. Honestly, I think I might just take this giant one off. He's got eyes all over him, so I think I'm just gonna do that. I'm gonna take this giant one off right now. So we took the big one off, and it has tons of eyes on it. So this will be one by itself. So we'll take him off, because that'll make it a lot easier. So now we can actually see what's happening. So now there's a lot of dirt in here. All right, this one has an eye right there. I don't think that little one does. Okay, I'm not sure. This one's dead, so we're just gonna take that off right here. So this tuber and this one, these are not good. They're little and they're flimsy. and they're not gonna be worth anything. Okay. These ones here, these are good tubers. I think they're good tubers. Like I said, I don't know. We're separating them based on what I've seen on videos and different things like that. See, this is where washing is really nice because you can't really see in here at all. Oh. All right, well, this one came off. I don't think it has an eye. So that guy is just, I think, gonna just go on his little merry way because I don't think it has an eye. I could be wrong. There could be one right there, but let's see. Brush it off and see, get a better look. I don't think it does. So it's not gonna grow anything. It might. I have no idea. So we'll keep it. We'll let it hang out. These are the three that are throwing me off. These three, because I have to try to get an eye with them. And I just don't know. I don't know about that one. Okay, so this one here, cut that off, stuff off of it. I think we're gonna cut this flimsy one off because it's really, probably cut this one off too. Okay, so cut those off. Okay, so we're left with these three good ones. All right, when in doubt, I think I'm just gonna take this whole glob together like this. And just leave these three together because I honestly don't know, and I think I'm just gonna do that. So this old one, I'm just gonna cut some of the stuff off of him. He should be okay. I know he looks really gross and like he may not bloom or anything. He's got lots of eyes along this top, and I think we're gonna give him a chance because I think he'll grow because he has tons of eyes around this tuber. So that's the first one out of a lot of them. So anyhow, it's gonna get interesting. Next up is the creme de cassis. These are actually my hatcher baskets, but we're going to use them to separate the different dahlias. So here is a perfect example of a tuber, a neck, and an eye. Do you see that black big round dot? This one was so easy to see. This one, unfortunately, has a little bit of a broken neck, so it is probably not going to be used. But the rest of them look okay-ish. But yes, that is a very nice eye. All right, this one's super easy to see. So here is a very large, this is a creme de cassis tuber again. Once again, I chopped it with my shovel, but it's okay because it's calloused and it's hard. So this will be fine. There's still plenty of tuber here. This little guy right here, so I'm gonna divide this one up. It has tons of eyes around the top. So let's get this guy worked up and I'll show you what we get from him. So first off, I'm gonna take this big old stalk off because I feel like it's just, oh no, we won't. It's really hard. So let's just get this little one, this long one here on the top that I did hit with my thing, but it's okay. It's not, there's no major damage done to him. So we're gonna get this big one off first, or the long one, I should say. Wow, this one's tough. There we go. All right, so we cut it off and took the eyes with it. It actually has like 3 or 4 at the very top. So 1, All right, so that opened us up to look at the rest of him. This one's got a bit of a flimsy neck, but there's a good eye to go with it. So let's just let him try. Okay. 2. All right, now we're left with 2 very large tubers. So this one has tons of eyes on the top of it. See them all along here? This one underneath is a little bit harder to see. But I think once we take this guy off, it might be okay. So let's just take him off somehow. I'm gonna take that off because that's just junk. And then we're gonna take this tuber off. So we're just gonna cut him with eyes and separate it here. Okay, working on it. This is a lot harder than it looks. Just to make sure you get everything, you're not cutting it too short. Some of them are really tough to like get in here. So just kind of gently wiggle it and break it loose. There. Got it. There, eyes, neck, tuber. This is the one I chopped. So, good. So 3, and then this one, I'm thinking that we're just gonna cut this off right here. This big stalk is so hard, so I'm gonna bring out the big old clippers. We're gonna sterilize the blades on them real quick. Perfect. And then I'm just gonna whack that giant thing off. Like that. And then we'll store this guy. Perfect.